Our Collision 2017 coverage is proudly powered by Monster Products. Find the headphones and speakers that match your style at PLUGHITZLive.com/monster.
Well, yeah, so talking about some of the things that, like, we were looking around earlier, looking for interviews and things, I found another company that I was very interested in.
Oh, very interesting.
And they are actually here right now. And hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Would you please introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, my name's Ash, and my company is Little Earners, and we're trying to help parents teach their kids smart money behaviour.
And how exactly do you do that?
Look, we're using an app at this stage, and it's about using experiential learning for our kids. So they actually use their real pocket money they have their wish list, they set the things they want to buy in the app, and when they get their pocket money or birthday money, whatever it is, they allocate that to something on their wish list.
Mm-hmm.
And when, as any parent knows, when you go shopping and your child wants to do that impulse purchase, like, Dad, can I have this? You can pull the app out and say, right, which one of these things on your wish list do you want to take that money from? So they get to compare, they see the value exchange there, and
Right.
so that's the experiential part of it, where they're feeling the pain of their decisions or otherwise. So.
And where does the value come from? How do they know what the value of the money is?
Oh, that's the conversation with the parents. So if they're on the weekend, I had my son Ben, who's 5, we're in a shop and he wanted something for $15. So we thought, okay, well, let's find $15. Where we're going to get $15 from? So, and he decided then he didn't want to use any of his money, so he decided to do some chores.
Okay. So he gets the money from doing housework?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Is that kind of where the idea for this spawned from?
Oh, look, I've been a financial planner my entire career, and I've got 3 young kids, so 5-year-old, a 3-year-old who's turning 16, and George, who's 18 months old, and these are concepts that I'm trying to teach adults, and obviously when kids come along, how do I teach my kids? And there was no real framework for it, and
especially since they're so young, how do you get that, how do you get that point across that things cost money?
And the kids, the research that I read says that kids learn best experientially. So when they're actually doing it, when they're learning and figuring it out for themselves, it's like anything. They test and experiment and they find out. So we're trying to recreate that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were telling me a little bit about earlier how. Say you said your son wanted something that costed a good amount. He sets his goals. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so what he's looking to buy is the Big Ben Lego set. That's about $350 in Australia. So we put that into the app, and when he gets his pocket money, he hits the plus button next to it, and it creeps up towards it. So when he buys something else, he actually gets to see that goal doesn't progress, and in some cases he actually has to take money out of that goal to then spend it.
Okay.
So he gets to see that this little $10 purchase is actually taking away from his big goal. And it happens with adults too. It's very easy to let those small purchases feel insignificant so that you don't see the impact of them. But when you do it every day or every week, then they add up. So, and that's the same with when you're an adult. If you're trying to save for a house deposit, for argument's sake, which is quite topical in Australia at the moment, there's a lot of people who are struggling to save for a deposit for a house, yet they go on regular holidays and they eat out and those sort of things, which I'm not sort of passing judgment on that, but they've got to understand if they're going to have this lifestyle, then they can't save money and vice versa. So I'm all about people making active decisions on their money and being informed and aware of what they're doing. So not just getting to the end of the month and going, oh, where's my pay gone?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if I have multiple kids,
yes.
Does the app, do I have to get a separate app?
No, one app, and you can add as many kids as will fit on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so you can add them. You have your parent screen, is where you manage how much they have in their piggy bank. We're using cash at the moment because our research told us that parents favour using cash as opposed to electronic means. So, but yeah, you've got the parent screen, and then each kid has their own screen where they can list their goals and take a photo of it. And so when they're in the shop, they hold it up and take a photo of it, and then they remember it. And then, the Ben's put some things in there and then decide to take them off, decide they weren't important. So that's kind of.
So it's like I can change it out.
Yeah, you can.
As we go forward. It's like,
you can change your mind. You can add and delete as you like, and it seems to work really well.
And you said your son was 5?
That's right, yeah.
So how is like the learning curve for him? Like when he first started to now, like how did that progress?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Like, cause he's used to using an iPad, and he's at 5. He's got a math capability to do simple math like this. So now it's just a matter of habit. So on the weekend when he's negotiating with me to do some housework to get the money, that sort of showed me that he recognised, started to learn that I've got to do something to get paid. Excuse me. So,
and is this something that's readily available now?
It is weeks away.
Weeks
away. Yeah, I was hoping to have it ready for here, but that didn't happen in time. So
your success stories are from your children?
Yeah. So
you're testing it out.
Yeah, the same processes with my kids, and it's so interesting to see the change. Like my daughter Charlotte, she's 3, and one of the things that she loves to do is when we go to the shopping centre is, those merry-go-rounds that you put a couple of dollars in and they get 5 minutes of going around in a circle. I really don't like them, so I don't give the kids money for that. I'll let them sit on there as long as they like, but I won't put money in. But this few months ago when I started testing this to see how the kids went, I gave them their pocket money and they went to the shopping centre, and Charlotte sat down on the little merry-go-round, and then I saw the expression on her face change when she realised
she had to pay for it.
I can pay for this. I can do this. I don't need to ask you. And she had this look of defiance looking right at me when she put it in. It's like, you know what? And I was fine with that as long as she knew.
That it was her money and
she was empowered,
putting it
right?
there. Yes.
Right. But then it worked out perfectly. We went into the shop and she wanted to buy something, and it was $15 and she didn't have enough. So she had to, I said, well, if you hadn't spent that, you'd be able to buy it.
Yeah.
But so you can wait till next week when you get more pocket money, or you can buy something else. So she picked something smaller.
Okay.
So that was pretty good.
That's awesome.
The funny part of that story was Ben saw her put the money in, then went and jumped on. And
so you got a free ride?
Yeah, he did. I said, okay, do you think you should give Charlotte $1 for that? And he's like, no, I didn't bring my wallet because I don't want to spend my money. So you can see these things. If you empower them to learn, they will. Whereas in my day, it was a little bit different where, our parents said to us, we'll get you what you need. If you want it, you ask us, we'll give it to you. So, whereas now I think, my belief is that if we empower our kids, they can make these decisions and they can be more,
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I was also just curious before you asked the question, what the learning curve was for your other children as well, being different ages.
Yeah, Charlotte, not so much. Like it's more...
tedious? Is it like harder for her?
Yeah. So for a start, she doesn't have the math capability that Ben does, but yeah, she's getting it slowly. So, and George is 18 months, so he's not worried about it at all. So,
and how long have you had this app running for your children?
Since about January. So I started this idea in December, been sort of.
So you're working fast.
Yes,
I
am.
that.
Yeah.
So we're still a couple of weeks away from it being released.
That's right. Yeah.
How much is the price point that we're looking at on it?
Look, the first one's going to be free.
Oh, the first one's going to be
free? Yeah. So it's there's a few hundred people on the waiting list to receive the beta, and a couple of financial planning firms in Australia looking for it to test. So I'll get it out there as wide as I can and get some feedback on that and see where I need to go from there. So.
Okay, one last question. This question is very important for me. Is this going to be an Android or an iPhone release initially?
Both.
Oh, both?
It's going to be web app, so you can anything. You can do it on your computer. Yeah.
I love this man. This man is my hero. I never change, ever.
Okay, I'll do that.
And where can our viewers go to find out more information and then...
Yeah, the website, littlelearners.com. So there's, you can see the wireframe in development. I'll talk through that. There's a link to my blog. There's a link to our Facebook page.
Okay.
And there's a survey there that if you're a parent, if you could take that survey, that would help us out a bit. And it'll also put you on the list for the beta.
Sweet. So. I'll send it to my sister. I have a lovely niece and nephew, and this is something that they would...
Great,
I feel like would help them out.
Yeah.
I had one more question.
Yeah.
I know you have your kids doing chores or housework to go towards their money.
Yeah.
How often do you compensate? Like how often would you give them
they have
their rewards?
They have a set lot of jobs that they're supposed to do. We're not very good at enforcing it, unfortunately, but it's $5 a week that they get. But if they do extra things, they can have extra money. So like in Ben's case, he negotiated another $15 worth of. He helped me clean up in the yard. He went.
Nice.
did a couple of things around the house.
So you make note of what they do throughout the week, and you pay them once a week?
Yeah. So
Okay.
well, no, sorry. They have their set jobs that they have to do, like making their bed and doing their teeth and all those sort of things.
And they get $5 every week.
That's their $5. But anything above and beyond that, then
you add on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can work hard if they want to bring those goals forward.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ash, thank you very, very much.
Awesome.
It was a pleasure.
Great talking to you guys. Thank you. So,
We wish you luck with your launch, and we're
thank you.
probably going to...
My sister's definitely going to use this.
I'm definitely going to be looking into this because I think
perfect.
it's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good rest of your show.
I will. See ya.
Hi.
All right.